For over 4 billion years, it's been our planet's one constant companion. That big, bright, familiar face in the night sky. It's watched over all of human history. But what if it just wasn't there anymore?
What if, with no warning, no explanation, it was just gone? You might think, oh, well, we just lose some romantic mood lighting. But as we're about to see, the truth is way more complex and, honestly, a lot more terrifying.
Now look, scientists will tell you there are very few realistic ways the moon could just get ripped from our orbit. But just imagining it's gone, well, that really shows you just how deeply it's woven into the very fabric of life on Earth. The consequences would be devastating for literally everything.
So the very first thing we'd notice, and I mean almost immediately, is that the whole rhythm of our planet would fundamentally change. The great breadth of the oceans, the tides, would all but stop.
This force, this is what's behind the ebb and flow of our seas. The moon's gravity literally pulls the oceans toward it, right? And that creates a bulge on both the near and far sides of the Earth. Those are our high tides. And yeah, the sun helps out, but really the moon does most of the heavy lifting here.
And the difference would be, wow, just traumatic. Without the moon, our tides would shrink by up to 75%. All we'd have left is the sun's much weaker pull, turning the ocean's powerful pulse into, like, a faint whisper.
But don't let calmer seas fool you. This wouldn't be peaceful at all. It would trigger a catastrophic failure of coastal ecosystems. Think about it. Ancient reproductive cycles, like sea turtles or grunion fish, timed perfectly to the tides for millennia, they just stop. The massive ocean currents that act as our planet's circulatory system would falter, throwing global temperatures into total chaos and creating a humanitarian crisis for billions.
And the chaos wouldn't just stop at the shoreline. Nope. The disappearance of the moon would mess with the very spin and stability of our entire planet.
The moon's most important job might just be acting as our cosmic stabilizer. Our planet's 23.4-degree tilt, that thing that gives us predictable seasons, it's held steady by the moon's gravity. Without it, that tilt would start to wobble wildly over time, swinging from 0 all the way to 85 degrees.
I mean, can you even imagine the North Pole pointing directly at the sun for years, creating a scorching desert while the other half of the planet freezes in endless darkness? The stable climate that allowed human civilization to even exist for the last 10,000 years? Gone.
And on top of all that, the moon has been acting like a brake on our planet's spin for billions of years. This tidal friction, it adds a couple of milliseconds to our day every century. I know, it doesn't sound like much, but without it, Earth would start to spin faster and faster. And that means much shorter days and winds and storms that are way, way more violent.
So, all this planetary chaos? Let's bring it back down to Earth. For countless species, losing the moon isn't some abstract problem about planetary mechanics. It's an immediate, existential threat playing out in total darkness.
This number, it's just staggering. The full moon is 14,000 times brighter than Venus, which is the next brightest thing in our sky. So you take that away, and our nights become profoundly, disorientingly dark. An entire world of nocturnal life depends on that light. Predators like lions would have a really hard time hunting. Coral reefs, which time their mass spawning events to the lunar cycle, would just fail to reproduce. Even dung beetles use the moonlight to navigate. And maybe the saddest part? Baby sea turtles, who instinctively crawl towards the moonlight reflecting on the ocean, would have no beacon to guide them home.
So, in the middle of all this devastation, is there anything left to see? Well, yeah, but it's a really bittersweet trade-off that kind of speaks to everything we would have lost forever.
Without the moon's powerful glare just washing out the sky, our view of the universe would be absolutely breathtaking. The Milky Way would just blaze across the night. We'd see thousands more stars with the naked eye. For astronomers, it'd be a dream come true.
But that dream would come at a terrible, terrible price. We would lose the moon itself, which is basically a geological time capsule. See, because it has no atmosphere or tectonic activity, its surface has preserved a perfect record of the early solar system, a record that's been totally erased here on Earth. I mean, think about it. The moon is the anchor of our planet's memory. Its craters tell the story of ancient asteroid bombardments. Its rocks hold clues to the very origin of Earth's water. By losing the moon, we wouldn't just lose our satellite. We'd lose the oldest chapter of our own planet's autobiography.
Okay, so when you put all these pieces together, the tides, the tilt, the darkness, the history, a really clear picture starts to form. The moon is not just some passive observer up there.
It's an active, essential partner in making Earth a living world. It really is our cosmic guardian. It stabilizes our climate, it conducts the rhythm of our oceans, it guides countless forms of life, and it holds the very story of our origins. The thriving, stable, beautiful planet we know, it just wouldn't exist without it.
So the next time you look up, don't just see a rock in the sky. See a stabilizer, a clock, a navigator, and a historian. Which, it leaves us with one final thought. If the moon holds the keys to our planet's 4 billion-year-old past, what does its steady, silent presence promise for our shared future?
Fact Orbit.